Hey guys, it's Blair here. Okay, that was really weird. I'm here to do my camp update. I know I have been hideous in July, and my word count has been pretty hideous too. There have been days where I haven't written anything, which is really bad for me, and very unusual, even though I'm sick. So, this cold has really taken a shitload out of me. I haven't felt like doing anything but reading. Fair enough. Let's move on from the excuses, because that's what they are. So basically, my word count at the moment is 11,828 words, and by tonight I'm meant to be at 16,670. So roughly about, 6,000 words I need to catch up on, which is doable. But the thing is that I have realised that I should never, ever, and I know myself, I don't know why I did it, but work on a story I was currently working on before Nano. So, usually I take the approach of starting something completely fresh and new during Nano. But this year, in July, I decided, hey, you know what, I want to continue working on a story I worked on in April. No, Blair, bad idea. So, I have one of two options. I can continue this story, which I actually think I'm at a point now in this story where I think I was finishing off the last little bits of April, and it's been really hard to push myself to write anymore because I don't think there's really any more that I want to write right now. I should have let this story percolate a little bit more than I did, being, April, May, June, July, 2 months. And usually when I have, November to November to let this story percolate, let ideas absorb, let me think about what I want to do. I pushed myself really hard because I wanted to get back into this story. But what I believe is that I should have let this story percolate a little bit more and just sort of absorb everything and have some time to settle, because it was fucking insane what happened at the end of the story in April. It was freaking insane. I did some shit to my characters and fucking threw a rock at their face. So basically, they need to take a break. I need to take a break from them because I can't deal with it. I can't deal with the loss of one of the characters. I can't do it. I'm not ready. I'm still grieving. So I can't push myself. And I know, you know what? Fantastic writers, every writer I love, have probably been through this stage too. I'm under a pump. I'm doing it for fun. I don't need to have this pushed out and printed in 2 weeks' time. So there's no need for me to push myself like a published author. Yes, I do want to be published one day. Of course, that is one of my aspirations. But during Nano, I don't really think about being published. I think about sitting there, fucking writing, and doing what I love doing, and being passionate about it. And if you're not going to be passionate and have fun with Nano, why the fuck do it at all? That's my idea, really. If you're not having fun with Nano, and, fair enough, you're going to have days where you're like, shit, this is just shit, I'm dying here. I have those all the time, and I can still push out 70k. But if you're consistently not even wanting to look at the computer because you just know that things aren't working for you, don't do it. Start again, get a new project, do something else, because you're going to get into more procrastination and dig yourself a fucking hole, and you're going to die in it because it's just horrible. And those are not really motivational words, but for me, to you guys, if you're having trouble, you don't have to sit there and take it. You choose what you do next. So for me, I'm not going to work on this story. I love it. I love these characters. I'm so passionate about these characters. But they need to sleep. I need to sleep off it, because really, it's not going to do anything if I'm forcing myself to write about it. And I just don't think it feels natural right now. And so I may approach it in November, or I may approach it next year, which I'm thinking of doing, because there are a lot of things that I need to fill in the gaps of, and I need to think about. So, in saying that, I'm going to do a very quick how I plan my novels. And it's a very basic process. I do nothing fancy. I'm not one of those people that just plans out everything and has it fantastic, and I follow everything. And every time I do a different novel, the planning process is different. But from the basic, planning process of the past couple of nanos that I've done, I'm going to show you very briefly what I do. If you would like a more extensive video, I can make an extensive video, but there's nothing really too additional that I can give you guys, because I'm pretty sure there's fantastic videos out there, and I have made some videos. They are fantastic too in some ways, of the process and how I write and how I do my nano and things like that with my prompt videos. So you can go and check that out. Or last November I made a lot of videos about writing. So some things I've already covered. So basically when I plan my nano novels, I grab my book. Now, depends which one it is, because I started a new camp nano book in April. And this one featured my first nano story. Now, for this nano, I actually decided to do a camp nano, and I decided to plan my camp nano in this book too, and it actually is great. And then I grabbed up this one, and this one is the book that I use when I'm focusing on the story that I was talking about before. And so, this itself is a work in progress. So basically for this nano, I'm just going to talk about this one. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I kind of thought I wanted to work on this story, and I kept thinking, no, don't do it, Blair. Trust your instincts. Rule number 1, trust your instincts when choosing a story that you're going to be working on, because usually it's going to be the one that you want to work on because you're excited about them. And I was excited about my other story, but I was also really pumped about some other ones. And I just took the road of familiarity, can't say that word, instead of picking something that I was really actually quite interested about. And so I had a few ideas tossing around in my head, and so the first step is brainstorming. And this could be on a piece of paper, it could be 6 pages long, but this time I just chose to write down 6 brief ideas that I had at the time. I wasn't going to think about them too much. I set myself some time to brainstorm, and I did. So I came up with 6 ideas, some working on other novels that I've started, or novels that I kind of want to restart or do things with. Some were just sort of instantaneous kind of ideas, and others were ones I've been thinking about for a while. So one of my stories was a story about 2 brothers that fall in love with each other, and that was a story I really wanted to go with. So from that process I thought, okay, well, I have kind of 2. I had a story that I wanted to write about a couple who go into the world of S&M together, and their life, their home life, their family life, and all through that, because, you know, I kind of experienced that before. I know what it's like. I have no shame about it, but I kind of wanted to write something about that, and sort of a memoir / kind of fictional thing. And I know a lot of erotica is going around at the moment, I get it, but I thought it'd be very therapeutic. But I started to do a little thing where I just write a sort of like a scene or something like that to test the waters a little bit. When I first wrote that scene, I just sort of went to this sort of bubble, and I thought, no, I'm not ready to experience that again. I'm not ready to relive those experiences in the BDSM world again. So I'm not going to write about it this November, especially if it's going to be fun. I mean, I want to write this story because I can add some fun to it, but it's very fresh, it's very raw. I only got out of that scene last year, and it was dangerous and horrific, and I had some really bad experiences me and my partner did, and I'm not ready to write about that right now. But I started writing about the story about 2 brothers who fall in love, and it just clicked. And I think it's because I love supernatural and I write about the 2 brothers being in love. So I wanted to take that passion of sort of the complexity and taboo and that sort of experimental writing and take it and actually write about a fictional world that I've created myself. So loosely, I guess they're based on my inspiration. So I take that story and I've taken that little scene, and I love the characters already. I actually sort of got involved with the characters and I wanted to know more about them. So that was my next step. I just sort of wrote a sort of very brief scene to see how I would like the characters, and it cemented so well that I didn't want to write any other characters or any other scenes. I just wanted to write this because it just felt right. And I didn't listen to my instincts badly. And then the next step is Then I took it and I brainstormed the plot. And I brainstormed a rough guesstimation or idea or plan of what I wanted to happen in the novel, or what sort of came to me, and really that's just a couple of paragraphs of what the novel is about, or what I wanted to work on, or what things I wanted to cover during the scope of the novel, and just some other ideas that came to me why I was doing them. And the synopsis that I came up with this is secret lives and secret trials, and a journey into the darkness of taboo ensues in this tale about forbidden love and what it means to be truly human. And because it's a supernatural theme kind of thing. Not supernatural as in a show, but I always tend to love and just be absorbed in that kind of fantasy, paranormal kind of world. I love writing about that. It's one of my favourite things to do. So, the supernatural. So that was my little synopsis. So I write a little synopsis after I've done that. Hopefully I'm not talking too fast. And then I go on to do the last step of how I plan my novels. And this is usually what I do before I start my novel, my Nano novel. And I use Dan Wells' 7 plot something. Oh my god, I'm so terrible, guys. I will try and link it below, but I'm pretty sure I've linked it in some videos before. Basically, there is 7 parts to this plot planning. And I always get this mixed up, but I'm sorry if I get this mixed up, but it's hook, plot, turn, pinch 1, midpoint, pinch 2, plot 2, and resolution. And I started using this, I believe, last year, in November, or maybe even before that. And this kind of method just clicks. I basically just briefly write maybe one sentence of the story and how it's going to scope out. And it's kind of like a roadmap, I guess, to see how far I am in the novel. Sometimes by the end of Nano, I'm about midpoint, so I need to write the rest. Last time in April, I actually think that I met the whole 7 criterias, which I was really happy about. So I just did some sort of wrapping up this month, at the start of this month, with my 11,000 words. So basically, I'm going to show you, I'll link below, if I can find it, what this plan is. But basically, like, I write, you know, where I want, like, the status quo, where they start, and where I want it to be at the end. So, for me, the leader finds out what has happened, there's death, and the hunt and battle begin. So, to me, that's what happens. And at the start, they're just sort of, characters who are going about their ways and they haven't changed anything and they're just doing what they're used to, and yeah. So, and then after that, it's 12 o'clock and I start writing. So 12 o'clock when I start writing is the most scariest time, I think, because I have pumped myself up all day, and I'm the kind of person who believes very strongly in that you wake up and you have a certain amount of energy, and it's up to you to figure out how you disperse that energy. That's why a lot of times that you may be awake for 4 or 5 hours and be doing a lot, and then by the end of lunchtime you may be really tired because you've exerted all that energy. And sort of learning how to slowly set that energy across during the day. But I get to like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm dog tired because I've hyped myself up so much. And I just want it to be 12 o'clock. And by 12 o'clock, I'm dead exhausted and I just want to start. And sometimes I sit there for 3 hours and I knock out 6,000 words. Today, this time around, I knocked out about 1,000 or 2,000, I can't remember exactly. It hasn't been the best camp Nano for me. And this is really sad because usually I'm really good with camp. I haven't had this kind of experience for a long time, and maybe it's because I forced myself, maybe it's because I've been sick, I'm not sure, but I want to really kickstart that. I want to try and at least start something new. I want to at least write another 10k. I'm happy to write 20k this month. That's okay with me because I know the booktubeathon is coming up, it's my birthday, I have other birthday plans, I want to fit my writing in, but I don't want it to dominate my life right now because I just don't think that that's what I should do, and that's okay. But does that mean that I'm less of a writer? Does that mean I'm less passionate? No. It just means that I'm prioritising other things. But in saying that, I'd love to see some of your videos. I haven't seen many videos this month, and it's quite scary and sad, because I just feel like camp sort of lacks the sort of atmosphere that Nano does in November. So, but last camp was fantastic. I loved last camp. It was exciting. So that's my video. I hope you enjoy it. I will try and find the links and link you guys below. I'm in my gym jammies right now. So I'm going to go and do some more planning and maybe start my new novel. No promises, guys. I might come back in the next 5 days and say this is just not working this month, and that's okay. I'm not ashamed at all. Hopefully I wasn't too harsh with you guys at the start, or harsh with how I felt. I just felt like I needed to express myself and get it out. But yeah, I love you guys. Hope you're having a fantastic month, whatever you're doing, reading, writing, whatever, and I will see you guys later. Bye.